You guys want to count it down with me? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we are live streaming. So it's not just you beautiful people who could have been like at home in your nice warm bed without rain dropping down on you. You could have been watching the World Cup right now. Go Morocco. I am Libby Schaff. I am the 50th mayor of Oakland, wrapping up 8 years leading this beautiful, beautiful city. Okay, I started my journey to being the mayor of Oakland the way that this little young man did, whose father is in a day-glow yellow suit. Yeah, I'm looking at you. My mom dragged me to just about every cleanup, Arbor Day, everything in Oakland, starting when I was about that big. So watch out. You're going to be the mayor someday. I have had an incredible last month where I represented cities of the world at COP27 in Egypt to talk about how we as a global community come together to save this planet. And what people talked about more and more when we were together in Egypt, to talk about really addressing this existential threat to our planet, our people, was that national governments cannot do it alone. We need every hand. We need every heart. And that is what you are showing today. You are showing that you have a heart for this community, for this planet, for future generations. And you are showing that you are willing to get your hands dirty. Like, it's going to be a little muddy today. That is how badass you all are. Sorry. I also just had an incredible opportunity to be in a private audience with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And he talks about what is needed in this moment of global pandemic depression, and that is service. You all are not just healing our planet today, you are healing our world. That by being of service to this community, to fight for the climate, for the existence of the planet. And he actually talked about climate change, the Dalai Lama. I'm talking about this. I literally had this conversation with him on Tuesday, this week. This is the balm, the salve for our world in this moment. So thank you for being part of this. I am excited to get my hands muddy and dirty. I'm excited to plant some beautiful trees in this earth. I'm excited that it is Arbor Day today in Oakland and in the nation. Let's hear it for the trees. I want to thank our Climate Corps that has been made possible by Governor Gavin Newsom's Climate Corps program. And the person from the governor's office who has, I believe, the coolest job title in California is about to speak to you next, California's Chief Service Officer, Josh Friday. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Oakland, how's it going today? You guys ready for some climate action? Can we hear it for our mayor one more time? How incredible is Mayor Schaff? Let's be loud today. Oh, and there's my notes. They're gone. Thank you so much.
We don't want to litter today.
Exactly. We're not going to do that today. It's so fun to be here today on this Climate Action Day here in Oakland, California, a place that's led in activism, has led in environmentalism, has led in taking climate action in so many important ways. And I just want to thank Mayor Schaff for really being a leader in this entire body of work around service, around creating a culture where we care about each other, around a society that is compassionate, that is connected. Her entire career has literally been defined by service, by helping others heal, by bringing people together. And this today is the embodiment of that entire life, where we have people from all over this community, from all different parts, coming together to take action. So thank you, Mayor Schaff. Thank you for everything you've done and for your leadership. I think it's so perfect that that it's a little bit cold, that it's raining outside. We're in a 1,200-year drought here in California, so I feel like Mother Nature today is saying, thank you, Oakland, for taking climate action by the rain. That's her way of saying thank you. And we created, as Mayor Schaff said, we created in the governor's office with Governor Newsom's leadership 2 years ago, the country's first statewide climate action corps. And we created the climate action corps to say, when it comes to this existential crisis, we are not powerless. There is something that literally every single one of us can do. We can make a difference. We can protect our communities. And every single one of you out here today, hundreds of volunteers throughout this community, are standing up to deliver that message. We are not powerless. We will take action. We will protect our planet. We will protect our communities. And we are going to make a difference. So I'm going to say thank you to all the fellows, and you're going to hear from one of our incredible fellows here today, an Oakland native who has signed up to serve a year in her community to help this community organize around climate action, to all of our hundreds of fellows across the state, to all the thousands, literally tens of thousands of volunteers who have stepped up through the Climate Corps program to make a difference. I want to say thank you, and I want to say thank you to Oakland for hosting us all here today. And I also want to say that we're really proud to announce that moving forward, working with Service Year Alliance, a national organization, the governor's office, and this Oakland Thrives here in Oakland, that we are going to be making Oakland a city of service. Through California Volunteers, we are currently investing over $10 million into service programs here in Oakland, and that's just the very beginning. We're going to continue to do that. I know we have many of our Climate Action Corps members. If you're a Climate Action Corps member, can you raise your hand, Climate Action Corps fellow? Let's hear it for our Climate Action Corps fellows. We also have College Corps fellows. These are members at local universities who are getting $10,000 to serve their community for a year. Let's hear it for our College Corps fellows. We have Youth Jobs Corps members. I'm proudly wearing my Oakland Civics Corps hat today. Can we hear from our Oakland Civics Corps right there in the back? Youth Jobs Corps members. We have AmeriCorps members that are here today. When we think about what is represented, the foundation of service that is represented here today, and what that, if you extrapolate that across the state, over the next couple of years, the state of California is literally going to have twice the size of the Peace Corps. Twice the size of the Peace Corps serving our communities. And that's represented here in Oakland today. So thank you to all of our service members. I'm warmed by the love and the spirit and the passion that is here today for climate action. So I just want to say thank you to all of our incredible partners. Thank you to CAL FIRE, who's here helping us today to plant trees and to protect our communities. Thank you to all of our partners. Thank you to all of our volunteers who showed up on this day to make a difference, to get your hands dirty, as the mayor said. And thank you to everyone who's continued to make this a state that's truly a Californian for all. We appreciate you. And now I have the chance to represent a colleague of mine who is literally responsible for helping make California the leader on climate that it is, not just in the country, but in the entire planet. And that's Serena McElwain, who's the Undersecretary of the California EPA. Let's give a big Oakland welcome to Serena.
Thank you. Woohoo! I almost want to just say, hey, let's get the energy up even more. This is exciting. So again, I'm Serena from California Environmental Protection Agency. I do want to say first that the secretary, she really wanted to be here. She is from Oakland, born, raised, and lives just a couple of miles down the street. But she had something very important that came up she had to address. But so I'm here instead of her, and she's bummed. But I'm a wannabe Oakland, so I'm just saying. So I do want to just touch on very quickly. I know I only have maybe 30 seconds or so, but I do want you to know that we at Cal EPA, we continue to lead on community climate action. We have a flagship environmental justice program at CARB, and it's the CARB's Community Air Protection Program. We've provided over nearly $1 billion in incentives to achieve benefits for the low-income communities that have those pressing community health and air quality needs. And I know that both West Oakland and East Oakland communities are a part of that program. But the real point I want to make right now is the most important part of that program is the community guides the development of the plan. And so that's just a testament right there. So enough said. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited, and I just appreciate seeing all of you here. Thank you.
Yeah, Serena.
I just also want to acknowledge I've seen 2 of our Oakland City Council members here, Dan Kolb, District 1, and we are in his district, Lauren Taylor, District 6. I don't know if I missed any other elected officials. No, y'all like watching the World Cup. Okay. All right, next up is, I call her a climate badass. She is one of our homegrown activists here in Oakland who is a Climate Corps fellow, and that is Taryn McGrew.
Good morning, Oakland, and thank you, Mayor and Josh. And I see my councilman, Dan Kolb. Thank you for this opportunity to speak to you this morning. I'm Taryn McGrew, and I am a native of Oakland, California. I am so happy to be standing here representing the California Climate Action Corps. As a climate change and climate activist, I'm also proud to be standing on the land of the Ohlone people in their territory. As a fellow with the Climate Corps, I am able to engage communities, create climate change, do climate actions, but most importantly, I get to leave a lasting impression at the Higher Ground Neighborhood Development Corporation that I'm serving as a fellow. At the Higher Ground Neighborhood Development Corporation here in East Oakland, I am advancing Assembly Bill 617, AB 617 by Assemblywoman Cristina Garcia. What that legislation is what Serena spoke about, and that is that the community has the opportunity to come and make their own decisions about how they want to reduce air pollution in the community of East Oakland. This is the first of its kind. It is becoming a national model of how community-led activities and opportunities in overburdened communities like East Oakland are given the hand and the power to make the decisions because they have the solutions. As a part of my fellowship at the Higher Ground Neighborhood Development Corporation, what I will be doing, I will be leading peer-to-peer workshops. I will also be opening up and creating opportunities for more volunteer opportunities and partnerships with schools around the Bay Area. But most importantly, I'm going to be organizing more volunteer opportunities like this today. So thank you for being here. In 2022, what I will be doing as far as the workshops, I am going to have AB 617 workshops around building decarbonization, air monitoring, environmental justice, climate change, and most of all, community engagement. I'm so glad to be standing alongside all of you guys today. I thank you for being here. I thank you for serving the state of California, for serving and being a part of this community, but most of all, standing here today on this most important and crucial beginning of future climate action service days. Thank you.
All right, we'll do this together.
All right, because we do everything together here, right? State, city, cooperation. So we're going to close this out now. We want to get you to work. You don't want to listen to speeches anymore, right?
I think we'd have one more speaker. Without that, can we?
Oh, I'm sorry, you snuck in. All right, the Chief of Staff of our Mayor-elect, Sheng Tao, please welcome Renea Webb.
First of all, I apologize to you all for being late. They had a street on my block blocked off, and so I had to wait and go around. It was a mess this morning. But first, I just want to say good morning. My name is Renia Webb. I'm proud to serve as Chief of Staff to our Mayor-elect Shang Tao. I just appreciate you all for getting her to that point. It was not easy this last year and a half. This city has been kind of on a divide. But I came here today to tell you have a mayor that is going to unite this city, that is going to work for this city. When I tell you, people say, what about Deep East Oakland? I was raised here. This is my town. This is our town. This is one Oakland. This is what we're about. When I thought about this day, my family has benefited from access. I'm a mother of 4. About 15 years ago, I didn't have a laptop. I didn't have a computer. I found out I was living in housing that there was a program where I could go get a computer for my babies. I went and met Mr. Bruce, and I'm getting choked up because the full circle of life, when someone gives you an opportunity. As a young mom, that computer was a lifeline for my family. A couple of years later, internet is so expensive when you're barely affording bills and your food and surviving. My family qualified for the $9.95. I think it's like $10.99 now, but at the time it was $9.95 for internet access. And again, that was a lifeline to my family. And if we didn't see anything from this pandemic about the haves and the have-nots, my son goes to Crocker, my baby boy. Instantly, they had computers, access. We were online like the next week. Whereas my little kids' neighbors around the corner from where I live in West Oakland, they didn't probably have computers and access to about 6 months. And it hurt my heart because I would see the kids in my neighborhood playing, and I knew that they weren't getting the education that my son was getting. I put my son at Crocker because I know he has access to things that most kids in Oakland don't have. So now you guys have a mayor that's going to work to ensure that all of our kids have access. They have computers. They have a system that loves and cares about them that so graciously has been begun already that we're going to continue, we're going to build upon. I just want to say my heart is full this morning. I love you all. You have a mayor that loves you. She's a fighter. No, she's not from Oakland, but she struggled. She's come up. She's grown up in the hood and the ghetto. Her parents has 11 kids. She's lived in a car with her baby. So when you come from that lens and that perspective, you're going to fight hard. I have 3 kids, 2 kids in college. It's not easy. I don't do this work for the money. It's never the money. We do it because we care. You guys have an administration, we're going to kick ass, excuse my language to the babies, but we are. So just thank you for having me this morning, sending love and appreciation. The reason Mayor Tao is not here this morning because she's at a funeral with her family. Otherwise, she would have been here, but she's going to be present. We're going to host our first listening session at EOYDC on the 24th, hosted with Miss Selena, and we're going to get to business for you all. So thank you very much. Have a blessed morning.
Thank you. All right, who's ready to take some climate action? Who's ready to get dirty? If you want to join our incredible Climate Action Corps fellows that you've heard from today and all the amazing ones that are around here wearing these t-shirts, Climate Action Corps t-shirts, please go to climateactioncorps.ca.gov so you can take action not just today but throughout the year. And now I get to invite up Karen Lawley, who's from HOBA, who's going to talk to us about where we're going to go today, what steps we're going to take, and how we're going to make a difference. Karen, welcome.
Hello and good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out today. My name's Karen. I'm from HandsOn Bay Area. We're so excited to have you. This is like the climate action crew came out, showed up. We're so excited. I'm actually here just to give a couple of announcements. First of all, I just want to say we have a couple extra bus passes out here today. So if you're taking the bus, check in at our table. They're available until they're gone, so feel free to grab one of those. If you came in late and haven't registered yet, please check in with our crew. We have waivers and check-in process. We just want to make sure we know that you came today. Reminder that we're going to have lunch here after the project. We have some great food from Solely Vegan. We're going to have music. We're going to have skating. So come back here. That's from 12:30 to 2. The waste management team is here on site today. Thanks for coming out, guys. They're going to be giving out some compost bins. So if you need a compost bin, they're free and they're here. So check in the back corner here. And last but not least, if you're on the canvassing shift, you're actually right where you're supposed to be. So feel free to check in where you started, and they're going to go over some announcements.